We move on to our V3 Fights Bantamweight Division battle between Marc Johnson and Joseph Komoto Joe Tran. Here comes Marc Johnson. He is a local product from Memphis, Tennessee, and Mullins MMA. He's coached by Jeff Mullen, and will be cornered today by Paul Kimball and Kieran Harris. He is making his debut. 6 foot, 135-pounder, a freestyle fighter, and just 22 years of age.
I was coaching at Southwind High School wrestling, and Marc was on the wrestling team then. A decent wrestler, an average kid, decided he wants to step up and fight, so I'm really interested, and I think this is a great matchup against Komoto Joe Tran for him.
There's a good look at Marc Johnson making his debut tonight here on V3 Fights. Now they lower the lights here at Minglewood Hall and change up the music as we'll say hello to Komoto Joe, Joseph Tran, also a Memphian, so it's a battle of two local products. He fights out of Ingram's Martial Arts, coached by Eric Ingram. He'll be cornered by Eric and Esteban Alexis. This guy is 1-0. Now he gives away a lot of height, just 5'6". Tipped the scales yesterday at the official weigh-in of 136. He is a karate specialist as we take a look at the tail of the tape. 26 years of age. So that's not going to be a factor. Two relatively young guys going at it tonight, especially Johnson at 22. But again, it's the locals battling tonight here on V3 Fights.
You know, Joe Tran, he's got some really high-level jiu-jitsu. He's the Dallas, Memphis, and St. Louis AGF no-gi champ. He's a blue belt under Eric Ingram. Eric Ingram is probably the best jiu-jitsu practitioner in the area, one of the best in the state, an amazing, amazing athlete. So getting to work out with that guy is huge to benefit you for your camp. I've gone and checked out Joe a couple times. The guy works hard. He's got a training camp. He's not doing this like an amateur. He's running it like a professional.
As we wait for the entrance of Joseph Tran into the cage, and here he comes real quick, expectations for this fight.
You know, I think it's going to stand up. They're going to throw some punches. If Joe starts to feel that the punches get too much, he's probably going to want to go to the ground, where he's definitely going to have a huge advantage.
It's Johnson and Tran, V3 Fights Bantamweight Division battle. Let's get the formal introduction of these two gladiators. Here's Michael Kelly.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, who wears the blue trunks with the black and white trim. At 6 foot even, he weighed in at 135.2 pounds. A freestyle fighter, making his MMA debut, representing Mullins MMA, and fighting out of Memphis, Tennessee, Marc Johnson. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. He wears the black trunks with the white trim. At 5'6", he weighed in at 135.6 pounds. A karate fighter with a perfect MMA record, 1 win and no loss. Representing Ingram's MMA and fighting out of Memphis, Tennessee, Komoto Joe Tran.
Will the height difference be a factor?
For striking, it absolutely can be. Marc Johnson is definitely going to have a huge striking distance advantage. If Joe can close that distance, it goes away.
Round one, and here we go, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Right now, you see the reach already by Johnson, just a couple of taps with his left hand. And there's a right from Johnson, and then Tran able to catch it.
And this is where Joe's really strong. He really, really likes to work a guillotine choke from here.
See if he tries to take it down, if he can.
Just a simple kind of head throw, wrestling head throw here.
Johnson trying to squeeze out of it. It looked like he was able to. And a knee attempt missed by Johnson.
See, Joe's holding that whizzer. He's trying to get up and get a choke. Now that he's got his back, this might be bad. But as we saw in his last fight, Joe got a submission from his back. So look for him to work for it. This is not a bad position for Joe Tran to be in.
Now Tran runs away, gave his back for a second, and saw Johnson trying to throw a punch.
Johnson definitely being aggressive.
It's a cerebral sport as well, and you could tell these two guys right now where they are, trying to figure out what the next move is, almost like a chess game.
You know, Joe got busted up pretty
Big slam.
good.
Big slam there by Johnson.
Just a nice head throw.
And some ground and pound from Johnson. Comes back in. 2 big shots from Johnson. And that's that reach advantage that we talked about.
He's definitely being aggressive.
Missed on that one.
He doesn't want to get on the ground really with Joe, because Joe's going to have a huge advantage down here. And there he goes. He slips out the back door. But look for Marc to throw that head throw again.
Another slam. And now a little more ground and pound from Marc Johnson, making his debut. Good first round to this point, but you're right. Joseph Tran, Komodo Joe, very crafty.
But he's got himself in a bad position here, where if Marc's able to trap that arm, that means Joe's face is open for punches.
Well, he's trapped it pretty decently here, but he can't get the right arm or
Joe,
the left arm free. Now he is.
Joe's looking for a roll through. He's going to try to roll him here. But Marc's got a pretty good position.
10 seconds to go, round number 1. Again, scheduled for three-minute rounds.
Joe got himself out the back door, but with only 10 seconds left, it's going to be difficult. You see him reaching for that choke there.
Well, Joseph Tran using that back door a couple of times in that first round, but a good first round for the man making his debut. There he is, Marc Johnson.
First fight, Joe Tran, he got busted up really bad, got his face busted open, but he kept his composure, and I expect him to be able to keep his composure here as well. Marc, it's going to get a little later. He's getting down, he's resting. So how do these nerves go for him? Here comes that head throw. Just got his hips in there, threw a head throw. It's a really basic wrestling head and arm. But you see, he really didn't want to stay on the ground tight with Joe.
I like what he did. He pulled Tran back toward him, and then with his length, he was able to hit him a couple of times with the right. That time he missed.
But he's staying extremely aggressive, and let's hope that he can keep that pace.
That's a
Coming
good
into the
first round.
Second round.
Absolutely. Good first round from Marc Johnson, and great work from our crew here at Minglewood Hall. We'll see what Tran in his corner, coached by Eric Ingram and cornered by Ingram and Esteban Alexis. Let's see what they have for the second round. Here we go, round 2, scheduled for 3 in the bantamweight division. Tran trying those leg kicks. Wait, good evasiveness right there.
Tran's throwing some leg kicks, but he's missing with some counter punches. Trying to tie Johnson up.
I don't know if he wants to go toe-to-toe here, boxing with Marc Johnson.
He's got to watch that head throw again, and takes a nice back step and takes him down, and now he's on top. This is definitely a dangerous position for Joe Tran to be in.
Threw a couple of kicks out there just to keep it honest, but this was his intent all along, right?
Absolutely. Those kicks, you know, those aren't something that are going to hurt right away, but they do add up.
In the guard now.
See, Joe Tran has that leg trapped. Marc trying to control the posture by holding Joe Tran's head tight to him, so he can't build up any posture.
For a leg?
He's got a leg lock in there.
Yeah, leg lock here.
He's going for a heel hook, but looks like Johnson is fine.
Getting the calls from the corner for some hammer fists, and boy, Johnson seems comfortable. Get him a sandwich and a television right there.
Got himself out, but Joe Tran still winds up in a pretty good position, and there comes that guillotine.
There's the drop down again.
Wow, nice takedown by Joe Tran.
Second round action. Mullins MMA here. The corner calling for him to get up, but it's going to be tough to get up in this position.
A reversal, but these jiu-jitsu guys like to fight up their back. Joe Tran is good from his back.
Well, Jeff Mullins calling for more punches right now after the reversal.
He's got to watch himself for an armbar here when he extends himself.
Again, more calling for from the blue corner for punching, but right now he's tied up pretty well by Joseph Tran. Now just 10 seconds to go in round number 2. Fairly close this round, pretty much a stalemate, I would say.
I think you probably give the advantage to Joe Tran. He scored a couple takedowns, had that leg lock attempt for the submission. So it could be 1 round to 1 round. This third round could be the deciding round here.
So a lot still at stake here in this second fight of the evening. Marc Johnson, and there you look at Komodo Joe, Joseph Tran, as we look back at some of the action from the second round. So he gave his back there, took a couple of shots, but now you see him try that.
But Johnson,
heel hook.
The legs, he's able to bend his knee and keep the pressure off of his ankle.
Right.
But Joe doesn't let him get comfortable.
Again, a little ground and pound there, which is always nice in the eyes of the judges. Now, of course, Jeff Mullen, who is one of our judges tonight, can't be a judge for this fight. He's in the corner with his fighter.
Right. ISKA rep Anthony Manis took over duties for this fight. Would be nice to judge your own fighter, but we've got to keep some integrity involved.
Jason Polly, Scotty Swanger, and as Jason mentioned, Anthony Manis, if it goes to the scorecards. Third and final round in this V3 Fights Bantamweight Division battle. And here we go. Marc Johnson and Joseph Tran.
Joe's just not letting those hands go. You see him look back at Eric Ingram instead of just listening. Oh, he threw a kick. That hurt him. It's a TKO. That's it.
Wow.
Just a leg kick finished it up.
That was absolutely lightning fast. Absolutely lightning fast. He had not done anything with his leg. Well, he had a couple that he hit in that second round that may have damaged him a bit leading to this one.
Could just could be the right spot. He may have injured him. I hope he's not hurt. Here you see Joe coming over and checking on him. Jeff Mullen, Adam Weems, Clint. They're all over there checking on Marc. I hope he's okay.
Wow. Yeah, there's a great camera shot of Marc, who seemed to be in pretty good position, although we thought it was a fairly close fight that would be decided here in the third round. The way it was going, probably to the scorecards, but Joseph Komodo Joe Tran out of nowhere with that leg kick. Let's take a look at it.
So hit him right on that knee, and that hurt him. Perfectly legal side kick right on the knee, and Joe saw him, tried to capitalize on it. Clint stopped it immediately. Safety of our amateur fighters is definitely the most important thing. We see it again. It really wasn't that effective.
Exactly.
You know what? He's actually holding his opposite leg. If you look at it again, you see he's holding his right leg. He got kicked in the left knee. He's not hurt in that knee. Something happened in his leg.
All right, let's see it again.
I don't know what it is.
Let's see if we can see that again.
See, he's holding his right leg. So just a little kick.
He kicks the left knee.
Here. He may have pulled an ACL, a meniscus. It may have just been stepped on it wrong.
Well, that is absolutely correct. Good job, Jason. Pointing out. I looked at that kick and I go, really?
Yeah.
That's the kick that's taking him down? But I think you're absolutely right. Some type of weight distribution problem on that other knee that may have been damaged earlier. Or let's see, we have the physician at cage side, Dr. Eric Gardner, out there working on him. Are they working on his ankle?
They're on that ankle, that right ankle.
Okay, so.
Looks like he may have stepped back on it incorrectly. I can't really tell if it's swollen or not.
So we can agree.
He may have hurt it on a kick. I don't know.
But we can agree. That kick right there, which did not seem like it was much to it, it was kind of a wake-up kick. Here, wake up. Here I am. Don't forget about me. And it put him down.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get the official time. Let's go to Michael Kelly.
Official time of 20 seconds in round number 3. Referee Clint Kolosinski hauls up the bow due to tap out. Submission, declaring your winner, Komodo Joe Tran.
So Joe Tran improves to 2-0. Marc Johnson, a tough loss in his debut. And a win for Ingram's Martial Arts. Let's get a few words with the winner. Here's Jason Liederfine.
So 2-0 now, Komodo Joe Tran, walk us through. You look like you landed a leg kick to his knee. He hurt his ankle. You know what happened?
I know he was hurting when I was chopping his knee a little bit in the second round. And then in the third round, I guess my kick landed a little shallow and ended up shooting right side of his, like, I guess, LCL. And he treated his knee somehow, or ankle. That's not how I wanted to end the fight, but I guess a win's a win.
How did your coaches have the fight scored going into the third round?
They told me that I had to win this one. It was up to whoever wanted it more. I know round one went to Marc. I didn't do too well. In the second round, I guess I was doing a lot better. I took him down, had control for a little bit, and he reversed me. And I'm not sure who won that round, but I went into the third round knowing that it had to be a submission or some sort of win.
Well, you ended up getting the verbal TKO. We look forward to seeing you again. You got a great coach. You got Esteban fighting later tonight. How do you see his fight going?
I think it's my first round KO, man. Esteban to kill.
You got to live up to it now, buddy. Anybody else you want to thank?
No, I just want to say happy birthday to my friend Eric Lewis, whose birthday's next week, and happy birthday to my girlfriend, Shin Yi. She flew down here from Boston, and it's her birthday next Tuesday.
There you go. Happy birthday to everybody. Undefeated 2-0, Komodo Joe Tran.
Thank you very much, Jason, and congratulations to Komodo Joe Tran. As you saw some of the highlights of that fight, again, winning it in the third round on some type of injury by Marc Johnson. Officially, it's a TKO 20 seconds into the round, and it was a verbal submission by Marc Johnson. Coming up, the V3 Fights lightweight division battle between Matt Meeks and Trey Whitworth.